Hello. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. It's a little cloudy outside here in Littleton, but still hot. Hello. All right, so I see a few of you starting to join us. Hi, Renee. Okay, good. Okay, there you guys are. Perfect. All right, announcements. So, I know the Thornton store is going to be quite busy here for the next 2 weeks with their kids' camp and their dozens of children coming in. So, I hope they all have fun with that. With that being said, there was no demo, so no show and tell this week. There will not be any show and tell in Thornton next Tuesday either. And then this week we also do not have any show and tell in Littleton this Thursday either. Okay, just because we have our quilting camp going on here in Littleton. So no demo this week and no demo for Thornton next week. We will be back for Littleton, back to regular programming on the 24th. And then Thornton's will be back on the 29th will be the first demo back. Okay, this Saturday we do have a live stream watch party that Baby Lock will be presenting based on the Radiance machine, which is what we're working on today. There is no cost, but just let us know if you're planning on coming. You can sign up online or you can call a store and we can get you signed up just so that way we are prepared for you. There'll be snacks, there'll be, our usual. Then the following Saturday on the 26th, we do have Kimberbell Day. So make sure you are signed up for that as well. Again, there is no cost associated. Again, we just want to make sure that we're prepared for you. Also, you would want to register on Kimberbell's website too. One, it gets you signed in for all of their goodies and giveaways and things. And second, you get your free design that Kimberbell creates for each of their Kimberbell days. So you do get that as well. So do make sure you get signed up for that and let us know if you're coming. Okay. And there is an option to sign up for each location. So make sure you sign up for Littleton if you're coming here and Thornton if you're going to be attending there. All right. And then on the 30th, we do have Baby Lock Club. Kind of crazy. I feel like we just did Baby Lock Club, so I can't believe we're already announcing it again. Okay, so I do have a couple of jokes. I feel like I've been really dropping the ball on this for you guys lately, so I have 3. So what did the tree say to the wind? Leave me alone. Why did the bird go to the hospital? He needed treatment. I don't know why that one makes me laugh so much. And then this is not a case for me, but it's still kind of funny. My boss asked why I only get sick on work days. I told him it must be my weekend immune system. Okay, so that's enough corniness for you guys. I'm sorry, Linda, that you don't have anywhere local. Sorry, just going through making sure I didn't miss any questions or anything. Okay. Okay, so then we do have a giveaway. This is a mug rug that I made for Bernina Club a couple months ago. So sunshine on a cloudy day. And this is going to go to Marge Gallegos. So we will send that up to the Thornton store for you. Okay. I have never played with so many teeny tiny itsy bitsy little pieces of fabric. But guess what? We're going to do it today. We are working on the next Riley Blake tabletop banner. So this one's called In Session, creates this cute little schoolhouse. But let me show you. I got started working on a little bit because again, those pieces are so teeny tiny. I wanted to make sure I could like do it before showing you guys that I could do it. So I did get a little started. But look at this. This is the little bell that's gonna go into the schoolhouse. And these little gray squares, these little golden squares, they are 3/4 of an inch square. How tiny, but it's so cute. Okay, so got all my pieces cut. I'm sorry, Renee. I know it's backwards because I have it focused on me. So, let me turn the camera around. I'll show you the mug rug the right way. Okay, so let me flip this camera around. Yeah, they are super, super tiny. Like super, super tiny. Okay, so here was that mug rug. Sunshine on a cloudy day. Now you can read it properly. Okay, and then, where did he go? Again, super, super small, 3/4 of an inch square down here in these little tiny pieces. Whew, I don't think I've ever done anything that tiny. And then I'm going to show you my table of small pieces. It's kind of ridiculous. So again, I am using my alpha clips because there was no way I was going to be able to keep this organized without doing so. And so I've got all of my little pieces labeled and they're piled. And so we really need to get sewing. Okay. I obviously have my little Aliso by the machine here. Absolute lifesaver. Okay. And then I also wanted to say, because we are using such tiny pieces, I mean, these being that 3/4 of an inch, I couldn't put this and my freaking fingers, under, like, get it to feed, you know, my fingers were in the way, So feeding that underneath, I was able to use a stiletto to kind of help guide and push things and save my fingers from potentially getting run over. Okay. All right. So in our instructions, there's obviously all of your fabric cuts. And then there is the first set of instructions that do a lot of their stitch and flip method. That's a lot of what the pre-work was that I got done. So stitch and flip is super, we've done that plenty of times. So that I didn't feel like I was cheating on you guys for getting that done ahead of time. But we are going to take our double F pieces, which should be this one. I should say just a piece. It's just one piece. Okay. And our M pieces. There's 2 of these. And we are this is going to be the last kind of set of stitch and flip for the most part on your pre-work. So we're going to lay them so it's right sides together. And making sure our needle is in center position. You can mark the back of your square here if you need to. And we're going to stitch from one diagonal corner to the other, making sure we're not starting in the corner. Okay, so we need to go from the sort of the middle to the outer corner. Okay. And yes, I do have the machine for once kind of slowed down because those tiny pieces were something. Okay, then you can open this up, and I would actually press this so I can get rid of this bulk back here. And then we're gonna put our next piece on and do the same thing. Go from the center down to the outside corner, okay? But I'm gonna press this seam here really quick. Okay, so there's one half. Then we're gonna put our next M piece. Jan, we are working on the next Riley Blake tabletop banner. This one's called In Session. It's a cute little schoolhouse, but man, it has a ton of teensy weensy little pieces. Not gonna lie, kind of made me nervous. All right, then we're gonna press this, and then we can eliminate the extra from the back. All right, and then once those are pressed and you have your excess trimmed, you're gonna grab your 2 W pieces, which are a teal fabric. Okay. Mine. There are 2 of those. Okay, and we're pretty much going to do the same exact thing that we just did with our white squares with our blues. So we're going to place them right sides together in one corner, and we're going to go to from the middle out right on the diagonal. Trying not to get my hand all up in the way there. Okay. This is such a cute little technique. It gives us a little trim for the peak of our schoolhouse. See how that goes? So cute. Okay, we're gonna press that one and trim our excess. Okay, and we're gonna add our other square to the other corner. Once I got it started though with the little tiny pieces and kind of figured my groove and my rhythm, it went actually really easy. Okay, and then we'll have here our cute little peak with our white trim. Okay, I'm gonna press that and trim. Okay, so there's the top of our schoolhouse here. Now there's a couple different units that we need to attach together. So these little pieces here, again, we're part of using some of those 3/4 inch, actually these might have been an inch, squares. And they were attached to 2 rectangles to give us the little half square triangle bottoms. I do need to attach 2 double M pieces to the insides of these. So let me grab those. Okay, so we need to make sure they're going opposite directions, the whites. which I have here. And then I'm going to put a red like that, and then a red like this. Okay, so I got to make 2 of those. Well, I guess technically 1 of each because they're not identical. Okay, I'm not doing stitching in center position anymore, so I am moving my needle back over to 1/4 inch. Okay, I'll do my other one. Oops, right sides together. Okay, so then I'm going to press these. I'm going to press them towards the red fabric just because we already have a seam allowance tucked in this way. So I just want all that bulk to go where we don't really have anything hanging over there now. Okay. These are super cute. I don't know what it is about like monthly projects. I get so, not like bored, but I just love being able to change things out. Kind of gets like a fresh new feel every time you put something new out. Okay, so with those 2 units done, I'm going to set those aside. We're going to take our peak fabric here and then an what is it? Double E. Is that what you are? Yep. Okay, so just a nice long skinny piece. We're going to attach that to the top. Press him a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to press that. Okay, and I'm just building in the order of our instructions here. So then one of the pieces that I did doing the stitch and flips was adding the teals to the corner of this unit. This is going to be our sun. Okay, and we have a double A that attaches to the top. So there's that, and then we're going to attach our X cut to the bottom. All right. I kind of can't wait for this one to be done and like to see the outcome of it. Because I have a feeling it's going to be so cute. So it'd be a cute block to make for like a teacher, and you can do like a calendar thing, or you can even do like a bench pillow or something. Okay, so then we have this unit here. Okay, press that guy. All right, so that unit's done. Then we've got our double O piece, which is going to be this super cute lattice material, and our P pieces. We're going to attach those to either side. This is our barn or school door, schoolhouse door. So one on each long end. Okay, press those out. I'm going to press them out just because the white fabric's going to go out. But because this is such a small piece, I'm actually going to press my seam allowance toward the lattice fabric, just because it'll make it nice and easy. It'll be a lot easier to attach the next piece that goes next to this. There won't be another seam allowance to fight with. All right, so here is this unit. Okay, then we're gonna start making windows, which end up looking like this because this was part of the other part of the pre-work that I got done. So we're gonna take 2 K pieces, and you'll have to do this part twice, okay? So we've got 2 K pieces and 1 S piece. That's gonna go in between our squares here. Then we're gonna, no, that's all it wants you to do. Okay, so far that's all it wants you to do. So we're gonna listen. All right, so attaching my S pieces in between our window fabrics here. I feel like this is definitely one of Paula's getting ready projects. but that explains. And we went all the way through to double O in pieces, like labeling little fabric pieces. So there was so much going into this. Okay, so this is where I was saying pressing it to the other one, because this is such a small piece that I'm going to press it down towards the gray, because then I don't have to fight with that seam allowance when I go to attach this piece. Okay, so I've got it pressed down so that this is kind of nice and flat right here. Okay, so you're gonna need to make 2 of these. I already did one in here. Okay, so I'm just pressing that one. All right, and then you would make your bell. Okay, so we did this part in stitch and flip on that first page, then these 2 parts on stitch and flip, and then you just sewed those together. The next part of that is I need to take our C piece, which is a little golden rectangle, and our G. Okay, and we're going to create them like that. Put those 2 together. Okay. What's nice is that there actually aren't a lot of like matching seams in this one. I mean, thank goodness, because could you imagine stitching all of those tiny little pieces and then having to match up those seams? I would just, holy smokes. Okay, so it doesn't tell me to attach it yet, so we're going to set that aside. And we're going to take our other 2 DD pieces, our 2 double L pieces, and our E piece. And we're going to sew these all in one straight line. So our E goes in the middle. Our double L's go on each side of the brown. And then our DD pieces get attached to the very end. Okay, so we're going to do one long line like that. And I mean, even these guys, these are 1 inch. I might actually have to use my stiletto because the presser foot basically takes up the whole thing already. Okay. And then our other little square right here on the end. Okay, flip this around, do the same thing, red to brown. And then teal to red. So I have a suspicion that if anything for matching up seams might be this piece here. So this one I'm not going to press just yet. So that way, hopefully, I can get them pressed in the right direction to help in building of this whole unit. Okay. But once this is sewn together, I'm just going to set this aside. All right, so we're going to go back to our sun unit, which was this one. And I'm going to attach a Z piece to either side. Okay, so just one right there and one right there. Right, open that and attach. I do have some fabrics to show today also, and I have manager specials. So maybe take a break here for a second and show those to you. Okay, so this is that sun unit with the two Z pieces attached to either side. I'm going to press these towards the Z pieces. Kind of distribute some of that bulk away from all those other seams. Okay. Okay, so let's quickly do our manager specials. We're kind of in the, we still have a lot of pieces left, but hopefully it won't be too much. Okay, so let's show the fabrics. Okay, so this is called Flora and Fauna. Yeah. And if you remember, I'm pretty sure Elaine did a quilt called like Moon Glow or something like that. It was super pretty. So these are the fabrics that were in here, but we just figured if anybody would want some, we have so much left here. So one is this really pretty, this would be so nice for, okay, can somebody explain to me why pink is such a big color this year? It's in a bunch of the fabrics that we're getting in, and all of the Halloween decorations are pink. I don't know. If anybody can explain that to me, that'd be great. But okay, so we've got this nice little leafy one with almost like a pink berry put in there. We've got this really fun one that's this hot pink and lime green, floral and leafy. And then the same fabric, but it's dark green. So they're all numbered. So the green one is 1, the pink leafy one is 2, dark green we have is 3. And look at that, it creates like a star. I love it. Nancy, I don't know of any new procedure of doing it. So when I show the manager specials, I'll give you a code word. The first person I see that says the code word gets the privilege of buying that item. This one's nice. pink is a great color. Don't get me wrong. I think it was more the Halloween one. I couldn't see that. It was where was I? At Home Goods the other day. Michael's had pink in Halloween. I couldn't understand. So 4 is a nice like quilting pattern. And then 5 is a darker green version of that. Okay, 6, the next few ones are kind of that focal print of these. So this one has some deer and some cute little like animals in it. You got some bunnies. So 6 is like a bright green background of this. 7 is a dark green, which I love. I love the trees on here too. 8 is a lime green version. Oh, look at the little fox. He's cute. Okay, and then 9, 10, and 11 are the same type of print, just in different colors. So this one is so cool. This one almost reminds me of lettuce, actually. But it's like this viney kind of print. So this one's a bright green. So that's number 9. Number 10 is a dark green, which is beautiful. And then 11 is almost like a creamy white or a really, really, really light green with some lime vines in there. Okay. So, I'll kind of show these again for you. In case anybody has to have some. Okay, come over here. This one has to be probably one of my favorites. These two here, number 1 and 3. So pretty. Okay, so giving you guys ample warning, I'm doing a manager special. I actually have 2. Okay. Number 20. Nancy, I didn't show a number 20. Do you want number 2? Okay, so this one's kind of a twofer. Going through some stuff here now that I'm in Littleton, I found this adorable little guy. So I don't know if you remember, but Yvette was doing that super cute, I don't even remember what it was called, but that Halloween quilt with these cute fun fabrics. So I have this 10. Gotcha. So this cute block that must have been left over, and I found some cuts and yardage and some binding, it looks like, of this green ghosty fabric. So, which was kind of hard to get at one point. So it does total up to about a yard. Most of it is one big cut. There are some smaller cuts in there. But so with it being totaling up to about a yard, normally it would be $12.99, and we're going to do it for $10. So you get the cut of fabric plus her block if anybody wants to get that, and we'll call it Ghost. Okay. So I'll give you guys a second. So if anybody wants that fabric and the little block, Ghost would be what I would want to see to put your name on there. Okay. I think they're from the same project because there's some of that bright colors. I do have these. There are 4 half-yard cuts, so that would be, oh no, they're fat 8ths, so it's half a yard total. And so that we have these fabrics here. And so they're nice and okay, Karen, I'll put your name on the ghost. So these are some nice jewel tones, some nice bright ones. So if you just want to say, and normally it would be $6.50 for the half yard. We're going to do $4 for our fabric cuts. So I love these colors. It's like nice. They're just nice jewel tones. Okay, so you can just put bundle or, fabric cuts. All right, Nancy, I did see Karen comment for the ghost first, so I'm going to put her name on that, and Karen for the jewels, okay? All right, Karen, I got you on there, okay? All right, you guys wanted to see these here again, so I know somebody wanted to see number 2 or order number 2, so I'll just show whatever. Sorry, Karen, I was reading the word whatever, so I said whatever. So here's number 2 again. Somebody else wanted to see number 6. So that's the brighter green with the deer and the animals. You got ghosted. Oh no, Nancy. Oh, that's too funny. Okay. Who else wanted to double check? And then Nancy, there was the 6 and the 7 and 8. Those are all pretty much the same print, just in different colors. All right, beautiful. I can kind of show those fabrics again, but we're going to get back to stitching here. All right. Okay, so once this unit now is done, we are going to attach these 2 pieces to finish up our bell. Okay. And just make sure it's gold to gold when don't accidentally stitch them upside down. Okay, so that makes the rest of our bell unit here. Okay. I'm going to press that. Then we're going to attach our schoolhouse peak and create our bell unit on the bottom. So we're going to need this piece, we're going to need our bell, and then we're going to need the 2 little ones that we did earlier and create a unit like this. Okay? So we are working on the next Riley Blake tabletop banner. This one's called In Session. So it creates a cute little schoolhouse. All right, so we've got this here. Make sure your whites are going top to bottom from inside out. Okay. Don't sew them on the other way. Could be a seriously easy mistake. All right, and then we're gonna add our schoolhouse peak to that, okay? All right, something is not right. I'll just make it work. My bell unit is a little short than my, it's a little bit shorter than my peak unit. Oops. Lost my spot. Okay. All right, so once I have that, I'm going to stitch our sun unit to the left of our schoolhouse. And then there's one big teal piece labeled U. That's gonna go on the right side. Mine's a little offset just because my seam was a little wonky. Okay. And then our U piece. Okay, so then we have this unit here. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. So you made 2 units like this, And so now we're going to do a left and a right window. So I've already done a left window, so now we're going to do a right one. So we had K, K, and an S in between. Okay, and so now we're going to get Q and R. So the Q's are going to go on each side, and then the R's are going to go on top and bottom. Okay, let me press that before I attach our R pieces. Which go top and bottom. So this unit that this becomes the whole window unit, you will make exactly the same 2 times. Adding in these whites for the frame. And with this white on white, you might as well make sure you wear your black pants to help you figure out, or have your black light ready. Because usually one piece will get me. Okay. So again, this whole piece that we just did, you're going to do twice. Okay, so this 2 times. So then you're going to take a double N and a double K. And here's where you determine if you're making a left or a right window. So we already did a left window, which means our double N, which is the skinnier of the 2, is going to go on the right side. Okay. But I already did that one over here. So now this one we're going to stitch to the left to make it a right window. Everything's so backwards, right? Okay, so double N is going to go to the left, and the double K is going to go to the right. Okay? I will tell you, if you make them both the same way, it's really not going to matter. You'll just flip one over because that whole window unit is basically symmetrical. So if you happen to do them backwards, just don't sweat it. It will be no biggie. All right. Okay, so this is our left window, this is our right window. And then to complete our right window, we're going to sew a double H piece to the bottom. And then this will get stitched to our double B on the right side for a right window. Like that. Okay, so that's our next unit. We are getting there, you guys. There's only so many pieces left. Okay, and then we're going to attach the blue on the right because it's a right window. Got some big thunder going on. You know, my car desperately needs a wash, but I can't because it's always raining. Okay, and then we have a double G that we're going to attach to the top of this. Okay. All right, so now we've got a left and a right window. So now we're going to take our door, which is what's going to go in between, but first we have to put our first step on, or step, something. All right, so that's our F piece, which is going to go right at the bottom here. Okay, then we're going to take our two N pieces and we're going to do kind of the same thing that we did for the peak of our schoolhouse. So we're going to do the stitch and flip. So I'm going to put my center or my needle back in center. I'm going to put them right sides together and I'm going to stitch from the middle to the outside, right on the diagonal. Okay, I'm going to press this up and out and trim off my excess before I put my next piece on. Okay, so right sides together. And again, go from the middle out. All right, and I'm going to press and trim. And then we're going to add in the red squares, doing the same exact thing that we just did. Okay. Trim my extra away. Okay, press and trim. And add our other red. This is turning out so cute. And press and trim. Having this mini aliso here is a serious lifesaver. Could not imagine that, but then again, this really just shows how lazy I am getting up and down for each and every one of these presses. Okay, so here we have our door, and we're going to attach our windows to our doorway. Okay. Back to 1/4 of an inch. right, so once you have these 3 pieces together, you're going to press these. And you got a lot of seams no matter what, so. Press them where they want, and then make sure all the seams are nice and flat. Okay, so then we have a double J piece that's going to go along the top up here. Okay, I'm gonna press that one. Then we have our 2 L pieces. And these, we're doing stitch and flip again. So I'm going to put my needle back in the center. And we're going to stitch from corner to corner. On both sides. All right, gonna press these, trim my bulk, or trim the excess. And then doing the same thing that we've been doing, basically, we're gonna attach the 2 V pieces on top of these on either side. All right, so we're gonna trim this away. And this side. Okay, and then we're gonna add our teal V pieces and do the same thing. Teal, aqua, whatever color you think this is. I think it's aqua. Oceally. All right, we're just gonna write down the diagonal again. All right, we're gonna press and trim. Almost done. So the last of the aqua, teal, whatever pieces are the Y pieces, and those are going to go on either side. Oh, nope, we're going to attach our little skinny piece first. Okay, let's see. Do we have any matching centers? So that's going to be... Okay, so this is why I said I was going to wait to press this piece. So this piece is a little larger on the bottom, which is what we want for our steps here. So I'm not going to worry about, I don't really care about which way they go. I'll probably press them towards the red though, just to be that way. But our blue pieces, our sides here, we want these to be opposite directions. So this teal piece goes this way. So I'm going to make this teal seam allowance go towards the red. Okay, that way they'll just lie flatter. Okay. Ooh. And then we're going to match up these seams. I can't believe these are like literally the only seams that you really have to worry about. That is so cool. Not usually the case. Oops, I just did this one wrong. Okay, so I'm going to lock these seams together so that it lays nice and flat. Oops, I forgot to put my needle back. Darn it. I was doing so good. All right. Then we're going to attach our Y pieces to the sides. Well, found out where my mistake was. Okay, so we've got this, then we have our two Y pieces attaching to each side. Thanks, Sharon. Sorry it's taken a little long. I even got some of it done ahead of time. All right. I know, I love it too. Okay, so I'm just pressing those out. And then we've got our T pieces left, or our T, which is the grass at the bottom. Whoa. Okay, and then our schoolhouse sits on top, and then the peak goes to the top of that. And we will be all set. All right, grass to the bottom. Where'd my pedal go? Here. All right, let me press it and I'll show you the final outcome. It's super cute. All right, here is our cute little schoolhouse. All right, so I will show you guys just one more time in case anybody came in late. So these fabrics really quick, make somebody not sick. All right, so one is a cute green leaf, two, a pink with a nice big leafy pattern that kind of makes like a star. We've got a dark green in the same pattern. These little quilty ones, like a quilt design. There's a light one and a dark one, so those are 4 and 5. 6, 7, and 8 are the same print, but just different colors. So we've got like a bright green, a dark green, and a lime for 6, 7, and 8. And then 9, 10, and 11 are this really cool vine print. So we have that bright green, dark green, and then like a really, 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 really pale light green with some vine in lime for number 11. Okay, thanks so much, everybody, and hopefully they have a fun project for you guys tomorrow up in Thornton. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.